Hey guys, how are we doing today? I'm here, you're there, so let's do this. We're going to go through a couple of items today. And I'm sorry this is a little wonky. I've got to do this in a one take, and I am in a very crappy place to be doing this. I'm in the middle of a construction zone at the moment, so I'm trying to keep all that mess off screen. So today we're going to be looking at some stuff from Titan International Knives out of Illinois. And I will leave the website description and the phone number in the comments or in the information section down below. Um, so let's start with the not so fun part, which is the sheath for the knife I picked up. It's a beautiful leather sheath, double stitch leather, double thick leather. You can see here that it's got two thicknesses. Very sturdy, very nice. Decorative pins. This is all right. It needs to be weatherproofed somehow. I don't know if I'm going to use linseed oil or what I'm going to do, but I must do something. And that sheath goes with this Tanto, which is a beautiful, beautiful bone-handled, pattern-welded, hand-forged Tanto. I don't normally get into pattern welding. I think I've talked about that before. But this knife just spoke to me. So what are you going to do? It's got a beautiful pattern on there. It is a full tang knife, as you can see. Little decorative work along the top. It is a handmade piece, so there are some small variances. If you can look really closely at where the bolster meets the bone, you'll see that's not an actual, a true curve. There's a little kind of a bump in the middle, and on the downside here, you can see where it doesn't quite fit, perfectly, which is fine. I really don't mind that. I think that gives a knife like this a little bit of a personality. And yeah, so if you want perfection, keep buying your shit from China. I buy lots of shit from China. There's nothing wrong with that. But every once in a while, you just got to be nice to yourself. So today I was nice to myself. You can see where the bone is there is a little bit off. It's got 3 pins holding it in, and it's a wonderful piece. I really like the fact that it isn't obviously a mass-produced blade. It comes sharp, not super sharp, not Eric Hussein sharp, but it'll do the job. So that was the first piece I bought at the gun show. Get that off to the side here. Bring this up, which is the next who gives a fuck item, which is a leather scabbard. And beautiful leather work again with the double stitching and the super thickness, and just a really, really awesome bit of leather work. Again with the decorative pins. The only real criticism I have is it's got this shoulder strap on it that, if you plan on using it, it's not going to do you a whole lot of good, unless you're, I don't know, twiggy. But for a fat boy like me, this is really not much use at all. The belt loop attachment here could be stronger, but again, I don't think that that's really what their focus was, so I'm not going to gripe. I think that altogether, this is still a fine sheath. But what's it a sheath for, you ask? Well, I found something else that kind of called to me today. I've been looking for one of these anyway. This is a American take on a Wakizashi. It's bone handled. There's, you see here, there's a separating line right here. So there's 2 pieces of bone on each side. They're cut to fit. This is a full tang construction. D2 tool steel all the way through. Even the handguard is D2, I'm told. Beautiful knife. Comes sharp also. On a scale of 1 to 10, it's probably about a 7.5 on the sharpness scale, which is, functional. It will do the job. Now there are some issues with it, which is fine, um, because it's got that hand forged charm. I think if you look very carefully about the center of the screen, you'll see a shiny spot where there's some file work or something didn't get quite cleaned up. So I'll take care of that when I get home. There's Where is it here? I passed it. There it is. A little pit in the steel, but it's nothing tragic. A couple of scratches along the blade, but that may have probably come from being transported. There we go. You can see that pretty clear. Now I mentioned the sharpness, and I don't think it's going to pick up, but you can actually still see the burl when you're actually looking at it in real life. So it's a fine job, but it wasn't quite done all the way right. It's a beautiful blade. The balance point is about here, and again you can see the hand fitting that they've done, and you can see where it's not quite perfect everywhere, which is perfectly acceptable for a weapon like this. But yeah, this is like the perfect blend of a Wakizashi and a Messer, which for a small two-handed weapon, I don't think you're going to find anything much tougher. So I'm looking forward to doing some cutting with this next week or the week after, and I may have to actually videotape that, because I've got a few other things I want to videotape next week. Well, there we go. A quick walkthrough of the new toys. And I will leave the website address and the phone number in the description of the video. And thank you guys very much. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'm out.